正解。
Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage. Chapter 158. Holding Hands. I cannot reconcile with it. I hate it. Chen Rikayu's voice was filled with deep hatred. With her current wan and sallow appearance and her sinister expression when she said those words, even Shen Yu jumped in shock. Shen Yu said, "Mother, what are you talking about? You have seen this matter too." Chen Rikayu gritted her teeth. Your father and I were considered congenial to one another originally and had gone through so many things together. I had treated him with all my heart and soul and, even though one did not think that he could spend the rest of the days with me alone, he should not have found such a person to insult me like this, to even chase me out of the house and fight a lawsuit with the Chen family. It has made the Chen family suffer a blow and the Chen family people view me with all kinds of ridicule. It is your father and Chang Zai King who have forced me to such a situation, and my reputation in the Ding capital is as an old hen who cannot lay eggs. This is the thing that your father pays me back with." As Chen Rikayu spoke, she sneered, "And that old undying one, ever since I married into the Shen family, she had been picking on my faults. This is all because she had a background of a third-rated songstress and could not see others better than her. This time it is her behind pushing the waves between Chang Zai King and you, father. Those people in the Shen family, none of them are of any good." Shen Yu could not help but frown as she felt that Chen Rikayu's remarks were somewhat like a shrew on the streets scolding. However, speaking of the Shen family, Shen Yu did not have any emotions now. Sure enough, Chen Rikayu looked at her and said, "In the beginning, when your father wanted you to marry to the Huang family, I was thinking that it was obvious that you had another person that you liked, but your father coaxed me saying that only the Huang family could protect you, thus I agreed to it. Who knew that the Huang family were this kind of people? After they had Shen Dongling, they didn't want to acknowledge you, making you lose your identity. This is bullying intolerably. If your father thought about the ties of a father and daughter, he would have stood up for you. But just look at what your father did. He actually wanted you to apologize to the Wang family and also sit in the same position as Shen Dongling. You, an official young lady of the Shen family, have to sit on an equal position with a Shu daughter. This is just simply going against the entire land under heavens. Does he ever thought of you as his own daughter?" Chen Rikayu's words were all of provocation. Currently Chen Rikayu had nothing and no one stood by her side. Now that her daughter was found after much difficulty, she feared that Shen Yu would be coaxed by Shen Wan with a couple of words and she would really be all alone. If Shen Yu still stood by her side, Chen Rikayu would have a hope. When Shen Yu heard it, her expression became serious. Speaking of which, it was not that there was no father and daughter ties between her and Shen Wan, but she deeply hated the Shen family as they had used her marriage as a raft and at the end made her unable to return home. It was said that it was for her own good, but Shen Yu felt that now she had suffered and not benefited. Even though Huang Fu Hao treated her well, she was after all a concubine, and even if one was the crown prince's concubine, it was still the lowest rank of a key that could be thrown away after playing. Moreover, the other person in her heart that Chen Rikayu mentioned, now there would no longer be any chance with him. She sighed dimly. "Mother, do not speak of these things that have passed. There is no possibility with His Highness Prince Ding. One will no longer think of him in this lifetime. It is likely that one do not have any fate with him." After speaking, she laughed bitterly. "Moreover, His Highness the Crown Prince treats me very well and I like him too." Chen Rikayu understood her daughter the most, so how could she not see the loss that Shen Yu's heart felt? She was so angry and upset that she even hated Fu Ziyu Yi. Her daughter was so good, so how could she not get what she loved? She took a deep breath. "The Shen family harmed us, daughter and mother, till this state, and one cannot just let it go simply. Do not worry, mother will definitely take it out for the both of us, and not one of the Shen family can escape. Since I have been divorced and returned to my maiden family, then one do not have half a relationship with the Shen family, thus even if the Shen family fell into trouble, it would not be counted on me. You also do not have the identity of Shen Yu, so you are safe." "Mother, what do you want to do?" Shen Yu heard something wrong in Chen Rikayu's words and asked worriedly. Chen Rikayu laughed coldly and answered, Just wait and see. I am only here to give you a heads up. Seeing that you are alright, Mother feels relieved. Shen Yu was unable to find anything out from Chen Rikyu and could only drop the topic. However, she had missed the flash of hatred in Chen Rikyu's eyes. After a few more days, it seemed that Ding capital had calmed down a little. There was nothing new happening, but the new year was quickly approaching, thus the streets gradually started to be busy due to people rushing to get New Year's stuff. Naturally, everyone in the Shen mansion was preparing for the new year, and Lu Tan was very happy about it. Ever since the last incident, Shen Xin did not let Shen Miao and Lu Tan out of the house easily, and if they were to go out, they had to bring a bunch of guards, which would make it uninteresting. In addition, Feng Anning felt guilty due to the last incident, and after coming over personally to apologize, she did not invite both of them out again. One did not know if it was like one feared ropes for 10 years after being bitten by a snake once. Lu Tan was very bored in the residence and afterwards felt so suffocated that she followed Lu Ling and Shen Kaiyu to the training grounds to look at those soldiers train. She was dressed as a male and with Shen Kaiyu and Lu Ling by her side. One did not have any fear. Shen Miao, however, stayed in the room quietly. She did not like noise and did not like to visit shops, thus she was the most reassuring one for others. On this day, Mo King came back and informed that Chang Zai King's husband and son had reached Ding capital. In order to hide from Mother's ears and eyes, he did not dare to casually bring them to Shen Mansion and instead safely housed them in a commoner house at the eastern part of the city. Shen Miao said, "You have done a good job." She remembered that Chang Zai King's husband was a gambler and would be rough when drunk. Once this kind of people entered the Shen Mansion, it would be like a sticky taffy in the future. When one had other thoughts, one would spend a lot of energy to clean it up. Moreover, the Shen residence was not monitored every day, thus one feared that there would be gossip when one encountered the father and son. Mo King declined the praise and asked Shen Miao, "When does young lady plan to visit the father and son?" Shen Miao had brought both father and son to Ding capital, thus she would definitely have use for them. However, before using them, she should also definitely have a talk with them face to face. Just as Shen Miao was about to reply, she thought about something and suddenly paused. In Pei Ling's letter, Fu Ziyu had already gave a difficult problem to Shen Wan, which was to marry her to Prince Shu. Even though Shen Miao did not know what kind of methods Shen Wan would be using, she could more or less guess that it would be some cheap and dirty means. Thus, if she were to step out of the doors of the Shen Mansion, perhaps there would be dangers everywhere. It was peaceful these days. Perhaps it was because she had not gone out. If she went out, perhaps the other party would not give up the opportunity. She did not have such a big heart to jump into the fire pit, knowing it is there. Moreover, it was not a matter of a few words when resolving a relationship with the Heavens family. Shen Miao asked, "How many people are there in the residence that have good martial arts skills like you?" Mo King was startled and frowned as he said, "There should be some under-eldest young master and some under-master. In total there should not more than 30 people." Mo King was considered the top ones, thus it was really only a few at his level. Most likely no one would dare to have any other thoughts when 30 of such people was protecting, but this would be way too conspicuous when walking on the streets, and it would be strange if one did not attract attention. Moreover, to suddenly need so many guards to protect Shen Xin and Shen Kaiyu would not be fooled. Shen Miao shook her head. "Understood." "Is young lady worried about the safety of the journey?" Mo King asked. "One can transfer more people over." Mo King also felt that it was rather strange, as Shen Miao was never a timid person and it was someone abnormal today. "No need. I know what to do. You can withdraw first," Shen Miao said. Mo King no longer spoke and silently retreated. Shen Miao looked around and her eyes landed on the half-opened window before her heart suddenly moved. She instructed Gu Yu, "Open the windows wider." Gu Yu was surprised. "Young lady, it is windy outside and one would catch a cold." She really felt strange. Shen Miao was one who was scared of the cold when young, but one did not know why she rather liked to sleep at night with the windows opened. However, it was still daytime and she still wanted the windows to be opened. "I am not cold," Shen Miao said calmly. Go open it. Guyu took a glance at Shen Miao's thick cloak, but she dared not refute and went over to open the windows up. For the entire day, Shen Miao stayed in the room and often looked towards the windows that even Jings and Guyu also followed her and looked over, thinking that there would be some flowers blooming. But there was nothing at the windows at all. Shen Miao read a book for a while before walking over to the window and standing there for a while. One did not know what she was looking at. Unknowingly the skies turned dark. After having dinner and washing up, both Jings and Guyu withdrew. Shen Miao trimmed the wick in the lamp. One did not know how many times the wick was trimmed, but one only felt it was rather quiet outside, as if the entire Ding capital was sleeping, but the area by the window was still empty. There was a trace of disappointment in Shen Miao's eyes as she knocked the lamp with the chess piece in her hand in boredom, and the little sparks fell onto the table and quickly disappeared. Shen Miao gradually became sleepy and her eyes closed as she lay on the table. When Zi Jingxing entered the room, the first thing he saw was Shen Miao laying on the table fast asleep. The windows were not closed as they were specifically open for him, and the light from the lamp slightly shook due to the cold wind brought in from outside. Shen Miao's hands were folded as she buried her head in her arms, sleeping quietly. He walked over to Shen Miao's side and looked at Shen Miao before pausing and taking off his cloak to cover Shen Miao gently. Shen Miao was a vigilant person and his movements made her body slightly twitch as she lifted her head up without opening her eyes and mumbled, "Zhao Li Zi." Message Ban Gong's shoulders. Zi Jingxing. He simply leaned against the cupboard and looked at Shen Miao as he said with a laugh, "Hey, you are dreaming of being an empress again?" This abrupt statement made Shen Miao sober up in an instant, and at the same time a cold wind blew into the room. She sneezed and was no longer sleepy. Zi Jingxing walked to the windows and closed them, warming the room up. He folded his arms and leaned against the windows asking, "Why sleep here?" Shen Miao looked at the purple-clad youth and rubbed her eyes. "Why only come now?" There was actually some grievances in her voice when she said that. Most likely it was because she just woke up and her brain had yet to clear up and did not realize anything wrong with her words. However, Zi Jingxing noticed it. In an instant, silence fell in the room. He walked forward step by step till he reached in front of the table where Shen Miao was sitting and placed both of his hands on the table before leaning over to ask, "You were waiting for me?" Shen Miao immediately recovered to her senses and answered swiftly, "No." Zi Jingxing's lips lifted up and his tone of voice had some traces of pity. "Oh, one heard that you have been waiting for me for a day in front of the window, but it was not true. Since that is not the case, then I will leave." Finishing, he turned around to leave. "Wait!" Shen Miao shouted at him. Zi Jingxing said, "What?" "Why ask if you already know?" Shen Miao said with gritted teeth. When facing Zi Jingxing, she was unable to present a calm and magnanimous appearance because this person was just too weird. Thinking about it, her action by the window was rather deliberate, and most likely Zi Jingxing had arranged people in the Shen mansion, thus it would not be strange for them to inform him about her actions today. It is just that Zi Jingxing clearly knew about it, but it was just too evil of him to deliberately point it out. "I was waiting for you and there is something that requires your help." She took a deep breath before speaking. "Speak, then." Zi Jingxing pulled out a chair and sat opposite of Shen Miao. He seemed to be in a good mood, that his pair of bright and beautiful peach blossoms eyes were more intoxicating than usual. "You should have a lot of talented subordinates and definitely have a large number of high-level martial skill master like Guard Mo." Shen Miao probed. "That can also be considered as high level?" Zi Jingxing laughed. "Why not? I gift you a few real masters. Loan a few to me, for my use." Shen Miao said, "I will pay money." Zi Jingxing swept her a look and frowned slightly before asking, "What do you want to do?" Shen Miao thought that since Zi Jingxing already knew about the matter of Chang Zai King's husband and son, there was no need to hide matters from him. The husband and son that Chang Zai King had in Zhou province have been received in Ding capital and arranged to stay in the eastern part of the city. "One fear that there is not enough people at my side to use." "You want to use my people?" Shen Miao said. "I will pay money." Zi Jingxing asked, Do I look like I am short of money? Shen Miao was silent. It was indeed that Xi Jingxing did not look like he was short of money and instead seemed to have too much money that one cannot spend it all and could even save everyone under the heavens. Even the richest in Mingqi would not spend like him. She simply asked, "Then what do you want before you agree?" Xi Jingxing's eyes narrowed. "You have such attitude when you are requesting help." Shen Miao was finally annoyed. "Fine, treat it as though I have never asked about the matter. The skies are already dark, may your highness Prince Ruai please leave." Once she was angry she would call Xi Jingxing as your highness Prince Ruai and it sounded very distant. Sure enough, Xi Jingxing raised his brows and did not look very happy about it. "I did not say that I will not let you use." Xi Jingxing stopped her. "What is the rush?" Shen Miao returned back to sit as Xi Jingxing's beautiful eyes stared at her. His eyes flashed and he said, "When one call you stupid, you are really stupid. Why is there a need to request from far when there is one near? What does that mean?" "This prince is in a good mood today," Xi Jingxing said slowly. "One will personally accompany you." In the middle of the night, the moon had disappeared and only a few stars were still hanging in the skies. Before it was winter, the weather was especially cold and the floors had a thin layer of ice that when one stepped on it, there would be a rustling sound. Due to the need of welcoming the new year, every household was hanging red lanterns and the red lanterns with the white snow painted an interesting painting. At this moment, there were two persons standing under the roof. The tall youth was bending slightly at the moment to tie a mask for the other person. Both people were very close with one another and if one got closer, one was able to hear the shorter young lady complaining, "Why do I need to wear this?" "Oh?" The youth whispered by her ear, "You can just take it as one fear that your peerless face would cause trouble if someone sees it. Do not ask any more." Shen Miao laughed coldly. "Peerless face? Then you should cover yourself first." "I do not need." The youth was handsome and beautiful and it seemed that he did not notice the sarcastic words of the other person. "My power covers heavens, no one dares to give me trouble." Shen Miao had never thought that after telling Xi Jingxing about the father and son of Liu province, Xi Jingxing would personally accompany her, which was what was happening now. In the middle of the night, one feared that the father and son would have already gone to bed but Xi Jingxing insisted on this timing. Xi Jingxing's logic was that there were lesser people at night and even if there were people accompanying during the day, what would happen when others discover it? This logic was too reasonable that Shen Miao was unable to find any rebuttal. However, she also did not expect that the going out that Xi Jingxing spoke of was walking directly on the streets. Although there seemed not to be anyone on the streets, one would inevitably feel uneasy. Scared of what? "My people will be following and will warn if there is anything." Xi Jingxing said it directly. In the time that Shen Miao's mind wandered, Xi Jingxing had already fastened the mask on her face and only a pair of eyes were revealed. Her eyes were round, clear and glistening. The black and white contrast was very clear and looked adorable when the dim light from the lantern shone. Xi Jingxing helped her to put on the hat and raised his brows. "Not bad." To avoid new problems from arising and complicating the matter, Shen Miao found a set of footboy clothes to wear and that hat was inappropriate as it would often cover her eyes. It was only when she came out she realized that she had forgotten to bring along a cloak. Xi Jingxing scrutinized her before putting his cloak over Shen Miao and said, "Let us go." "Just walk like that?" Shen Miao was amazed. "The east of the city is not far away." Xi Jingxing did not object. "It is good to walk a bit." "You also have not seen the Ding capital at night." Shen Miao was silent. The night view that she had seen the most were all the four-cornered skies within the palace. There were times when she sat in the spacious Kunning Palace, thinking about the annoying trouble of the inner palace, for the entire night. There was also times where she sometimes strolled around the imperial gardens and would see Fu Ziyu chatting and laughing with different beauties. As the head of the 6 palaces, her view of the night was like 10 years every night. It was lonely, without freedom, desolate and unnoticeable. She had also regretted and envied the carefree life outside the palace. Xi Jingxing said, No one will see you or recognize you here. Just do what you want to do." Shen Miao looked at the other party's handsome brows and her heart gave birth to some envy. Speaking about it, Zi Jingxing had lived till now. No matter if he was the little Marquis of Linen's residence or the younger blood brother of Emperor Yongle, Prince Ruai, everyone could only see the glory on the surface, but the number of things he had to bear was not lesser than Shen Miao. However, his arrogance and proud temper had never changed. No matter what happened, nothing could change his powers, as if even though the days and moons passed and the stars circled, he still stood here irresistibly. Other could only look up upon. Shen Miao admires people who have a formidable heart. She felt that she was not as strong as Zi Jingxing because she occasionally thought of Wan Yu and Fu Ming, and when she thought about the things that happened in her past life, she would be fatigued. Zi Jingxing's gaze was sharp as he held her chin and asked, "What is wrong with you?" Shen Miao struggled free from his hands and said upon turning her head, "Nothing." She did not want others to discover her emotions and walked 2 steps away. However, she was not used to wearing male shoes, and because the road were slippery due to the ice, she almost fell down. Fortunately, Zi Jingxing held her arm and frowned, "Be careful." His hands under his sleeves however seized the opportunity to slide down and held Shen Miao's hand. His slender hands were ice cold, but it wrapped Shen Miao's hands in his palm. Shen Miao's heart moved, and at the next moment she wanted to struggle free from it, but did not expect that Zi Jingxing would grasp so tightly that she actually could not break away. Zi Jingxing said unenthusiastically, "I'll hold you so that you will not slip." "I will be careful not to slip." Shen Miao said, "Then I fear that I will slip, so you hold me." He continued speaking without even furrowing his brows. Shen Miao. The snow had covered the entire streets, as if the streets were all silvery white, and when the lanterns reflected its light, it was lovely. Shen Miao constantly raised her head and looked towards the skies. The weather was good and skies was spacious. It was much better than looking at the 4-cornered skies. The streets were very quiet and no one would discover her. The unfulfilled wishes of her previous lifetime were satisfied in this lifetime at this moment. The palm of her hands that was covered by the youth was slightly damp, but a smile gradually appeared on her face. Shen Miao felt that the view of the night was good. She however did not see that in the eyes of the handsome youth there was a flash of a smile that was more moving than fireworks. In a commoner house in the eastern part of the city, there was a loud buzzing sound in a room at the moment. The entire room was filled with a pungent alcohol smell that pierced one's nose. There were a number of wine jars that were lying on the ground, and a male was sleeping soundly on the bed. In the room opposite, there was a young child lying on the bed. This room was much smaller than the previous room. He lay for a while before getting up, seemingly unable to sleep due to the buzzing sound. He got up and walked out of the house and into the courtyard that was surrounded by bamboo fences with his blanket wrapped around him. This child was going to the toilet and was about to head back when he finished, but in a blink of an eye he saw 2 people standing in the courtyard. He was so shocked that he wanted to scream, but the taller person of the other party took a stone and threw it at him. In an instant that child stood on the spot, unable to speak at all. The 2 people then approached. With the dimmed lanterns hanging, the 2 individuals' features gradually became clearer. One was petite in size, wearing a page boy uniform, but one was able to tell that it was a female who was wearing an oversized mismatched cloak. There was a mask on her face covering all her facial features below the eyes. However, the pair of eyes were so extremely clear that it make others want to take off the mask to see the beauty. As for the male beside the petite person, the little boy was stunned as he looked at him. This person had an extremely tall and straight stature, clad in a purple brocade robe with gold clouds embroidery. The robes were somewhat large and the belt was black in color, and his facial features were beautifully handsome. When one see that pair of peach blossoms' eyes at night, one would only feel as if the snow in the winter night was blossoming like spring flowers. Could it be that he was a fairy that descended from heavens? Else how could each movement be so elegant that made one unable to tear one's eyes away? That petite person rolled her eyes at the purple-clad male before softly asking, "What is your name?" The child felt his throat relax and cough twice before suddenly finding that he could speak. That person speaking had a female voice and it was very gentle. Thus the child's heart was not so fearful. He said nervously, "I am called Huaisheng." Huaisheng. The female asked, "Your mother's name is Chang Zai King?" Huaisheng was startled before his eyes became red. He looked at the female carefully and asked, "You know my mother? Do you know where my mother is?" "I did not see my mother for a long time. They all say that mother will not come back. Some people brought me back here and said that I could see my mother here. But mother is not here." Shen Miao sighed in her heart. This child was around the same age as Su Ming Lang 2 years ago, but at that time Su Ming Lang was innocent and somewhat a foolish glutinous rice dumpling, whereas this child was much more pitiful. When Chang Zai King abandoned her husband and son, it was because her husband would gamble and drink all day and she could not go on living like that. But before she left, she did not think of her young son and his well-being, when he left with such an irresponsible father. Thus Chang Zai King did not deserve any pity or forgiveness. To become such a vicious mother, one was no longer worthy of being a mother. "Do not be afraid." Shen Miao pulled out a handkerchief and wiped the child's tears. Huaisheng had felt somewhat surprised with the doting. This female's eyes was very beautiful and her appearance was not bad. Even though she was dressed in the clothes of a page boy, her hands were fair and tender. Huaisheng knew that this kind of hands were different from hands that did rough work, and one could tell from a glance that she was from a rich and noble family. This female should be very wealthy and noble, and for such people to wipe off a poor person like him so gently, when his own mother never had. Huaisheng was somewhat dazed. A soft cough sounded from the purple-robed man standing beside Shen Miao. He glared at Huaisheng before saying coldly, "Go in." Huaisheng's entire body had gotten cold with that glare. He did not know why, but felt that even when the extremely beautiful man did not do anything but with just one look, he could make one feel fear. When he recovered his senses, he saw the female in front keeping her handkerchief with a gentle gaze in her eyes. Shen Miao was thinking about her Fu Ming and Wan Yun. Fu Ming and Wan Yun had Fu Ziyu as a father, so how could there not be difficulties? Even though she did not run away, she was not able to save her children's end and was no better off than Chang Zai King. Suppressing the complex emotions in her heart, she said, "Huaisheng, take us to meet with your father."